What is up, everyone? Yes, I have a mustache. No, you can't touch it. Hopefully, everything's running smoothly. I haven't streamed in a year, so I always underestimate how many windows it is to manage and stuff like that. But we're here. Glad you guys are in the chat, hyped up. Baker, be my eyes and ears to let me know if everything's running smoothly. But yeah, dude, let me refresh chat, get this going. Let's see. Cool. All right. I think we're good. I think we're set up. Thank you all for being here. Looks like we got 21 people in the chat, more or less. Sorry, turn my phone off. Cool. I think we're rocking and rolling. This is the first time you guys can kind of see more of my house behind me. That's kind of odd. Come on, buddy. My dog's walking around. I moved my Christmas tree so you guys can see. This is Hero. It's my sweet boy. I don't know where he's going, but he'll be hanging around. But yeah, tonight we have very exciting, as the thumbnail showed. We have we are opening a Dawn of Perim Secrets booster box, a first edition booster box at that. This is the first set Chaotic ever printed. It is from 2007. And funny enough, this is the only set of Chaotic cards that had a first edition print run and then an unlimited print run. So this is very exciting. Also, I'll talk about this a little bit more when we get to the pack opening. Part of the reasoning that I wanted to open this is because there's some rumblings of people trying to figure out if we can tell the difference between an alpha booster box and a beta booster box. And the explanation for that is first edition booster boxes. You could open a first edition booster box and just get normal first edition cards. That would be standard. But occasionally you can open a first edition booster box and then your foil cards will have that wavy ripple foil pattern to it. And that wavy foiling signifies the first print run of first edition. So it's kind of like alpha and beta. So that's what we're trying to figure out tonight. Again, I'll explain a little bit more detail of why specifically I think this one has a shot of being alpha, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Baker, let me know in chat, how's everything looking, sounding, everything like that. Again, you're my eyes and ears. Cool. Hope you guys had a good year. My year was pretty good, pretty standard. I went to Japan recently for the first time. That was really cool. I moved to Colorado. I mentioned that before. Been out here since the spring, so that's been a good change. I like being out here, though. I like the mountains. I don't really know how to ski yet. I know enough that I could go and do some easy slopes, but I don't feel confident enough that, like, I think I might blow my knee out. So we're gonna try to get better at skiing before I really take on some serious slopes. But yeah, what else is new? Japan. I went to Hawaii. That was pretty cool. I went to Honolulu, which was pretty just like big city, but I'd love to go back to Hawaii and explore the smaller parts of the island. What's up, Boom Boy? Appreciate you being in chat. I would like to make more chaotic content. As I've said recently in the past, that I don't want to just make fluff content, but I do miss making content and I miss streaming. So the hope is that when we get some official chaotic news and when the relaunch happens, there'll be a lot more to talk about, a lot more to do. So yeah, as you guys are probably itching to talk about chaotic future news, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that there's no news, which is also kind of the good news that it's better than getting a complete cancellation of the project. I still talk to Gannon here and there, and everything I've said previously still stands. That obviously, for one, I don't want to get in the game of trying to speculate or talk about unofficial announcements, because I get that gets exhausting. But everything I've said in the past is still true, in that there is an official deal in the works. And I am cautious because I don't want to step on Gannon's toes and say something that I shouldn't, or draw up hype in a way that I shouldn't. So I know that's a disappointment for some of you, but I will say this. I have every expectation that this time next year, I will not be saying the same thing. I don't know that. I'm not in these inner business meetings. I don't know every detail going on behind the scenes, but I have every bit of confidence, if it means anything coming from me, that I think there will be much more to talk about this time next year. And I think you guys can tell, the more I talk about it, the more I'm always like, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I also don't want to give false hope. But again, I'm very confident, and I have plans for content and all sorts of things when Chaotic relaunches, and I have every expectation that will happen shortly. I hope that makes a lick of sense. Again, I know I'm always kind of just like talking around it, but very excited for next year, for sure. All right. What else do you guys want to talk about? We can get right into the pack opening. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm rusty. All right. So what we're doing tonight, we're opening this, and I'm going to be giving away all of the cards to you guys. So I'm gonna put this in chat right now. Rud 7 to enter. That should work. I'm gonna pin that. And people who are channel members, maybe I can't pin it. Maybe not. People who are channel members get double the luck. So those of you who have been channel members for a long time, despite almost no content, I appreciate you guys. Please do not hear that as an incentive to try to get more people to be channel members, because again, I'm not posting much content these days. But for those that have been members for a long time, I appreciate you guys for sure. And I want to give a little bit back to you guys. So the way we're going to be doing it, because shipping these can be very tedious, we're going to have, we're going to do giveaways for 3 packs. So there's 24 packs in here, which means that there will be 8 winners. And because I am selfish and I want to do something for a friend, one of those winners automatically is going to be Baker. Baker has helped me with way too much content over the years and gotten very much too little in return. So Baker, 3 of these packs are yours. If you pull something good and you want me to just buy it off you, I'll do that too. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So there'll be 7 other winners. Best of luck to everyone. So now a little bit about, again, why I'm opening this. You can probably already tell this one's a little beat up, so I don't feel too terrible about opening this, but this is by far my favorite set of trading cards in the whole world. Just looking at this is just a wave of nostalgia. I remember back when I got into Chaotic, I remember looking at this booster box online, and I was like, can I ask my parents to buy this for me? Or is that like too ridiculous to, spend like $100 on trading cards? But I obviously have been in love with Chaotic for 15 plus years, and this is the set for me. I would rather open this than alliances unraveled, which is, 10 times the value, because that's how much I love Dawn of Perim. Also because, yeah, the hits are great. We can pull Maxor and Kaor, as I'll talk about in a second. But even just the commons, it's like the same way a lot of people, I think, can relate that there's like this wave of nostalgia for, thank you, whoever just became a code master. I don't know if I have those alerts up, but I appreciate it, man. Cinematics, appreciate it. Maybe that'll work next time. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Even just the commons, like people who enjoy base set, it's like a lot of those cards, there's so many thousands of copies in the world, but there's still something that really brings you back to childhood. And that's this set for me. Every single card I love. Frafto is actually my favorite card in all of Chaotic. So yeah. And the reasoning why I think this has a shot at being alpha is because so someone has said publicly on Discord, but I'm going to let him make his own announcement. He was like, hey, I think I can figure out which boxes are alpha and which are beta. Again, that's the ripple foil. Which boxes have ripple foil and which don't, just by looking at the packaging of the box, which for 15 years, no one has known. I've looked at everything in the artwork, everything on the back. I've never been able to figure out if there's a difference. But I recently acquired a few more of these, and I was studying them as this other person was. And I had my own hunch of, hey, maybe this is a small difference between boxes that might indicate something. And so this other person, I don't know yet what they found, but I said to them, does it have anything to do with this sticker right here? And they said no. So that person has said that they're going to make their own video and release it in January. And I think it's important and also kind of them that they put that information out there publicly, because the community needs to know. Because at a certain point, if there's some people who have this, secret knowledge of what's an alpha box and what's a beta, then obviously there's room for manipulation there. Like the community needs to know if there are indicators so that they can make smarter purchases. So I asked him, does it have anything to do with the sticker? And he said no. He has his own inclination. So again, in January, he will post that video, and then I will, react to his video, share that information as well as soon as possible on my channel so that the community is equipped with that information. But what I have found is that every single set of booster boxes in Chaotic has this sticker, and it's underneath the plastic wrap. It's this little circular sticker. This one's kind of yellowed over the years. You can see it a little more, but it holds the box closed. Every single set has that sticker, except in Dawn of Perim, I've noticed some boxes do not have that sticker and some do. So what we're doing today is, it's my guess, it's my hunch that Chaotic started printing these Chaotic started printing these boxes without the stickers. My guess is that's the alpha print run. And then at a certain point, they started adding stickers and they never turned back. That would make the most sense to me. So this could still be an alpha box. And again, I'll let that person share the information they have, because that's their right to sort of share that and get the buzz from, on their content. I don't want to steal that from them. And again, I don't know all that they know. But it is still important, I think, to find out, does the sticker have any implication? Because if this does have ripple foil packs in it, then what that person says, we can combine our knowledge. I hope that makes a lick of sense. I know I'm rambling, but we need to see basically, does this have ripple foil cards in it? If it doesn't, then it's another data point to prove this might or might not be an alpha box. And can we tell that going forward? So hope that makes a lick of sense. But yeah, and let me check if the giveaway thing is working real quick, and then I will shut up and we will crack this thing. Let's see. All right. If this works, then you will be the first giveaway winner. I just want to make sure it works before we get into it. So I'm going to roll it. Rud7 in chat, you only need to enter once. Once you do that once, you're entered for the whole night. So don't worry about it. We're going to see if this works. Let's go for it. Keyword, got it. Chat announcement. And choose a winner. All right, Mr. Infinity Sky 6880. Yeah, all right, cool. That does pop up in chat. All right, so you'll be the first winner. Now that we know this is working, that's what we're going to go with. Let me grab a box cutter and we'll get going. Cool. All right. So again, this box was printed in 2007. They did multiple print runs of Dawn of Perim that went into 2008. I don't know if it went all the way into 2009, but one of the most printed sets in all of Chaotic. But obviously, with it being the first set and the first edition boxes being probably a little more limited, or at least something to keep it distinct from the unlimited print run, certainly has a lot of value. This is worth roughly $600 to $700 if I didn't mention that already. Personally, I probably am responsible for driving up the price of this box because for a while, whenever I saw these pop up, this is something that I was always pretty aggressive going after buying on eBay. Again, there are 24 packs. So what we are looking for primarily is anything shiny. There's going to be 2 rares per pack that you'll see, and there's going to be 1 super rare per 3 packs. And then in this whole box, there's only going to be 1 ultra rare. It'll say ultra in the top right. It's the highest rarity. That's what we're looking for. Most importantly, the biggest hits we could get would be this green guy, Maxor. Most of you know him, some may not, or Kaor. Kaor is actually the better card from the set. It's a very overpowered, dominant card, but Maxor is a fan favorite as kind of the main protagonist creature, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to mix these up first, make it nice and fair. Don't judge my shuffling ability. Everyone say hi to my brother, Thor. My brother Thor is in chat. I saw him saying some stuff. I don't know if he's still here, but that's my oldest brother. I told him to stop by. Yeah, so a person just said, hopefully it's not an ultra rare music. That's true. I mean, we're guaranteed we should get at least 1 ultra rare. Very rarely you can get 2, but the unfortunate part is there are only those 2 creatures, 2 ultra rare creatures we can get, Maxor and Kaor. Heptad and Lord Van Blute were starter deck exclusives, and there are other ultra rares we could pull. That would be a little bit of a letdown, but again, I love this set so much, I'd be happy to get whatever I get. But you could get a Music or a Location or a Battle Gear. I believe Stone Mail is ultra that you can pull. All right, first pack. I'm done talking. What does that mean, Baker? Just texting me. All right. Also, I forgot the pack trick. I think they're first ones on the front here, so now I know that. All right, we have Paralyze. Let me adjust this. All right, cool. Paralyze. Solvis. So these are two rares. You can tell by the shiny foiling on the name. Solvis is a very cool creature though. And then the rest will be our commons. There's my favorite card, Frafto. Awesome artwork. Lightning Burst. Grook. Ravenal Ridge. This is a location for those who don't know. This is where the fighting would take place. This is a music, like a spell. Musics are a mix of music and magic. Notes of Neverwhere. Junda, another creature, a Danian. And Bodil, classic Bodil. How many of you were here when I had to paint myself like Bodil? Unfortunately. All right, pack one. Yeah, my favorite card is Frafto. I think as a kid, Rhymusa was the only Ripple foil card I had, and so I was so in awe of the fancy foiling. And I love like snow aesthetic things. So Rhymusa was one of my favorites, but as I've gotten older, I just appreciate that first Frafto I got in my first starter deck. So yeah, I think Frafto is my favorite. All right. Did the pack trick. Song of Symmetry. Braith. Squeeze Play. Grook. Ravenal Ridge. Mower Cycle. Gespidan. Really fast creature, 100 speed for some reason. And might be our last card. Not our last card, Zod or Zaid, and our last card is Incinerate, another rare. So no super or ultra yet, and still no idea yet if this is an alpha box. As soon as we hit that first, I believe they're either all going to be Ripple or none of them will be Ripple. So that will be the exciting part. Yeah, maybe I should change my name. Dadgummit, I forgot the pack trick. I should change my name to Frafto Rudd. Why are some rares copper foil and some regular? Yeah, so all really cool. Odu Bathax, one of my favorites. I have a PSA 10 copy of this, the only one in the world. All first edition rares have the copper foiling, and none of them will have the gloss that other chaotic rare cards. So that's another thing that separates Dawn of Perim. Malvadine, Carrick. Eye of the Maelstrom, Vidav, Song of Surprisal, Focus, Vermisador, Ghoul, and Skeletal Strike. Very nostalgic. That might be kind of like Maxor. I remember Maxor using this attack in the TV show in the background there. So unfortunately, I forget your name, whoever was the first winner. 3 packs, 6 rares, but no super rares yet, and still no sign of if this is alpha or beta yet. But please email me at Rudd. It's rudd@chaoticrudd.com. If you are a winner tonight, please make it easy on me and just email me, rudd@chaoticrudd.com, so that way I don't have to chase you down through DMs and stuff like that. So, awesome. Let's go, select another winner. Rudd7 to enter. Again, if you've entered once, then you're good for the night. You don't need to repeat it. Let's see who our next winner is going to be. Actually, let's open the packs first, and then we'll choose the winner. All right. And Dawn of Perim didn't have really good print quality. A lot of these have lots of scratches and whitening on the back. These cards so far look okay. I know the lighting isn't too bright, but if you're able to grade any of these in a PSA 10, it's very rare. I've probably graded the most chaotic cards out of anyone, and I've successfully graded 4 PSA 10s from Dawn of Perim, so it's very difficult. All right. Pyro Blaster. Nothalax, very cool. I love Nothalax. Kaibon. Doors of the Deep Mines, very cool location in the lore of Chaotic, for those who know. Cougar. Staff of Wisdom. Dardamus, very cool. One of the cards I graded in a PSA 10. Kwon, another cool Mapedian. And our last card is Parathon. Really cool card, but still no super yet. Love the artwork on that. Like the greens and reds contrast really well on him. All right. Need to keep these organized. Let's go like this. All right. Pack number 2. I don't know if you guys saw that. I wasn't looking. I keep forgetting. I don't know why they would put the rares right at the front like this, but it is what it is. Move that to the back. All right. We have Mirthquake. I think that might be Cougar again performing the attack. Phobia Mask. Reign of Denial, a Mujic. Velreth, really cool. Big rhino guy. Song of Surprisal. Mower Cycle. Gespedan. Zod. And Song of Fury. The end of this box is going to be loaded. All right. 5 packs down, no super rare yet. All right. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Pack number 6. Perim's Underworld thinks this next pack is going to have Hearing. Hearing isn't a starter deck exclusive, is he? I don't think there aren't any commons that are starter deck exclusives. That's a dumb thing to say. I should know better. All right. Power Pulse. Rust Toxic. I remember, like, especially the cards that are from the Overworld starter deck, they are very nostalgic to me because I bought that starter deck and it was a while before I bought any additional booster packs. So I just remember playing online before I even like understood the rules. Rust Toxic and what is it? Thunder Shout. I think that's the attack, are like very nostalgic to me. All right, Velreth again. Hota, I think that might be the first time getting him. Also, for those who don't know, the green symbol means it's uncommon. Forget how many uncommons per pack, but obviously less. And then the black means common. Velocitrap. Dractyl, very cool. First time getting him. A pterodactyl creature. His artwork was really cool, but he was really dumb in the show. All right, here's our last card, I think. I lied. Ciado. And wow, another rare. Very nostalgic location, Lava Pond. Great for Underworld decks that use a lot of fire. Very cool, but no super rare yet. All right, the winner of those 3 packs is, I'm going to roll it now. Thank you, Baker, my moderator and friend, just now becoming a Codemaster. All right, here's the winner. Filmmaker Luke. Shout out Luke, out here making films, winning giveaways. Please email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and we can work out how to send you your cards. So again, please email me, rud@chaoticrud.com. That way it'll be easy for me to not have to track you guys down. All right. 6 packs in. $13-month Codemaster. Is that true, Baker? All right. There has to be something good here. Spectral Viewer. Really cool. Chaotic obviously did a great job of making the whole world feel unified. All the artwork really brought you into the world. That's one thing I like, that Pokemon mixes up the art styles, but I prefer how Chaotic did it, that everything was, again, unified, that it made the world feel more grounded. Notes of Neverwhere, Torrent of Flame. Bodle, again, shout out Bodle. Beyondu, really cool, really fierce looking Mopedian. Last card, do we have our first super? Yes, and we were right. All right, that is a little bit of Chaotic history you guys just witnessed. I think we are one step closer to knowing if and how to recognize an alpha first edition booster box. So as you can see, I talk about it in every video I make. This foiling is wavy. It's got these ripples in it. The nickname we've assigned that is Ripple Foil. This is obviously Olmar, one of the coolest artworks in all of Chaotic. I love that his it's like a comic book style, and they really left the background kind of faded out, and they made the contrast on him really pop. Really fierce looking. He's like a mad scientist from the underworld. Really cool. Obviously the foiling is beautiful. Condition on this card, so far so good. If any of you, I'll take a look at these and I'll let you know if any of you have one that's nearly flawless, then I'd recommend grading it. This one, it's got this tiny speck on the bottom. It's also got a tiny scuff right there. So probably not a PSA 10, but still a fantastic looking card. Let me sleeve that up. And that is Olmar. I'm not sure about the stats. Obviously the stats vary from card to card. I don't think it's max energy, but I could be wrong. All right. PSA is a scam. Yeah, there have been several cards I've gotten back that, as much as I'm biased, I just have not agreed with the grade. And obviously there's always drama surrounding grading companies, but I do understand why they exist. So sometimes you still got to play the game. All right, we have Underworld Coliseum. Very cool. This is where the Underworlders would fight each other, obviously in a Coliseum. Really cool lore there. Hota. Gallon. Unsanity. Very cool artwork on that. Cougar. Chorus of the Hive. Zod. Wama. And wow, back-to-back creatures. And again, I think it's safe to say it's either all Ripple Foils or none. So this is going to be an alpha Ripple Foil box. Lore, I'd say this for every card, but How can you not love the artwork on this? He's obviously like a bug shaman for the Danians. He's got like 4 arms and he's got these cool glowing orbs that he's shooting out. And I also like that Chaotic, probably more than, well, definitely more than Pokemon. It was a little more edgy and dark in its artwork and style, while still obviously being a kid's game. But beautiful card. Again, I don't believe it's max energy, but still fantastic looking nonetheless. Condition is pretty good. Take a look at it in better lighting. It looks like it might be better than the last though. So, not bad. All right. So far, all the luck has gone to this third person, whoever they are. Pack number 9 coming up. Lore's top 3 for you, Bake. I believe it. All right. Next pack. Last pack for this person. They've already stolen all the luck. Tartarek, really cool. Stealing even more luck. Really cool turtle man. He was very creepy. He was uncanny in the show. All right. Ibian. Braith. Restoxic. Song of Surprisal, Mower Cycle, Vermissador, Gespidan, and can they go 3 for 3? They do. Insane. Telekinetic Bolt, a 3rd super rare for this person. Sorry to the first 2. This person stole all the luck. Very cool attack. Kind of been skipping over what these cards actually do in the gameplay, just assuming you guys know, but this one does 10 base damage, so no matter what your creature has, you're going to deal 10 damage, and then challenge, courage 15, challenge, wisdom 15, deal 10 damage, and heal 10 damage. So if you pass those stat checks on your creature that's playing this, you'll deal 10 more damage and heal 10 damage, so very high potential for this card. Very beautiful as well. And condition looks good. Again, I'm going to take a look at it in some better lighting, but looks pretty good. All right. Rud 7 in chat to enter. If you've entered once, you're good for the night. But just enter Rud 7 in chat, and I'm going to roll the giveaway right now. Here we go. Nice. Dylan's Animal Adventures, dude. That sounds like a wholesome dude. Shout out Dylan for winning the giveaway. Dylan, to get your cards, please email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and we will work out how to get you your cards. Shout out Dylan, dude. Just adventuring around. All right. Baker, you're going to go absolutely last. I want you to know that. So Baker, again, gets 3 free packs for just being Baker. But you're going to get the last 3. All right. Congrats, Dylan. On to the next packs. Can you guys see him watching me? Just staring at me. All right. Yeah, Baker does get to watch everyone get all the hits, but if There's no ultra rare pulled, and Baker's the last one. That'd be very exciting. Parathon. Delaney Levin. Fear Valley. Shimark. Song of True Sight. Velocitrap. Scardalas. Dractyl, and Cascade Symphony, another rare. So no super yet. Very beautiful abstract artwork on that. Next pack. Yeah, the frustrating thing about Chaotic, as many of you know, stats vary from card to card. They have that minimum and maximum range. So the exciting part is, nice, canon, is that I forget the stats, but they can vary as much as 10. So let's say, for example, it could be as low as 35 and it could go up to 45, which makes the card that much more playable, that much more competitive. But all of the stats, all 5 vary like that. Again, as all of you I'm sure know. But the exciting thing about opening packs is that if we were to, theoretically, it'd be super unlikely, we could pull a Ripple Foil Kaor with all 5 stats maxed out. And at that point, it would likely be the only one in the world. And so the asking price would be whatever you want to ask for it. Like it as a one of one, it's up to the seller to say, this is what I would need to let it go. So that's very exciting that potentially you could pull like a one of one card in this set. They were very ahead of their time with that. All right, Gespedan, and that looks a little different. Might be Ripple Foil. Nice Borth Majar. Very cool, super rare Ripple Foil creature. I forget who's who. Again, I'm a fake fan, but one of those guys is Borth, one of them is Majar, and I think Borth is the guy on top. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the guy on top is the brains, and he has like electric powers, and then the guy on the bottom is the muscle. He's pretty dumb, but they work together as one creature. So, very cool. I vaguely remember that episode. Very cool. Condition looks pretty solid. I mean, for as bad as I've seen Dawn of Perim, this is a pretty clean box. These are really not bad. All right. Congrats to whoever that is, and you have one more pack. Oh, that makes sense. Carter. That's a good way to remember that. Oops, I revealed something. You may have seen something you were not supposed to. Keep doing that. All right. Put this in the back. We have Mipidum Oasis. Add a cat. First time pulling him. Really cool. Very fast creature. Flash Kick. Vinta. Flash Warp. Slurk. Ghoul. Uro. And Castle Pillar. Congratulations. This is the ultra rare. So no Maxor, no Kaor, but I would take this over one of the Mujiks or the Battle Gear. The Dawn of Perim locations are very nostalgic to me. And it is Ripple Foil. Let me sleeve it up and then I'll show you. Congratulations. I spoiled it a little bit by messing up the pack trick, but still a cool piece of chaotic history. Let me get that in focus. Castle Pillar, very cool location. The initiative is courage, so whoever has the highest courage will start combat. At the beginning of combat, the creature with the highest wisdom gains a Mujic counter. So it gains an ability to cast an additional spell, more or less. Very cool, very useful as well. And it is unique, meaning you can only have one of these in your deck. But very cool. Congratulations to whoever's getting Borth Majar and the ultra rare. Let's roll it. Rud7 in chat. I'll give you guys a little bit longer, but enter Rud7 in chat and I will roll it. All right. Here we go. Rolling it. Who gets the ultra rare Castle Pillar? Drago Lich 1977. Shout out to Drago. Congratulations. GG's. Please email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and we will work out how to send you your cards. Appreciate you watching. All right. So again, the slight bummer is probably no ultra rare in the rest of this box, but there is still a possibility there could be another one. But there can be, let's see, we've pulled 4 supers, and there's bound to be, I believe, 3 or 4 more. So let's do it. Rud, you have to delete one tribe. Who is it and why is it the Danians? I love the Danians as kind of the rejected tribe that people don't like as much. Flux Bauble, very cool. Shows all those locations in the background. Yeah. Honestly, I love, if I had to delete one, you guys are going to hate this. I love Mopedians. I love lizards. As a kid, I would go in the woods and catch lizards like all day. But to me, they're the most one-dimensional. So I think Danians certainly are kind of one-dimensional, but Lod, I think the Mopedians had the most to change. That makes sense. All right, last card. Degenerate. I think I'm saying that right. Rare attack. Yeah, I know most people don't like the Danians, but that makes me like them more. And I do like that they're like, this is such a dumb reason to like them. I like the brown border, the kind of darker artwork, the fact that they're like underground. They certainly could have and should have done a lot more with the art style. Because if you look at any bug, like bugs have a lot of variety in, you know, anatomy. And they didn't really lean into that as much as I thought they could have. But they started to a little bit towards the end. Wraith. Wind Slash. Dardamus. Quan. Nice! Wep Crack. Super rare. Battle Gear. Very playable. Works really well with any underworld creature, which this whole set is kind of dominated by underworld creatures as far as like what's the most competitive. So very playable. This is actually the only PSA 10 Ripple Foil card from Dawn of Perim. Is Web Crack. I graded it myself and I sold it last year to someone. But a beautiful card. Condition, pretty good. Some of these, just at a glance, have a real shot at maybe getting a 9. So, which, again, for Dawn of Perim is pretty good. Very cool. All right. Third pack for this person. Here we go. Nice. Extremely nostalgic for me. Again, I'm a sucker for all the snow creatures. Speaking of tribes, the frozen, mysterious creatures who inhabit glacier plains count Blugon as their friend. We ended up getting the 4 main tribes and the Marillions and just the hinting of this 5th tribe that lives up in the snow. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm calling the frozen. If Chaotic comes back and the Frozen is a tribe that joins the fight, then they're mine. Just want you guys to know that. Squeeze Play, Valani Levan, Everrain, Notes of Neverwhere, Slurk, Junda, Dractyl, and Magmon. Very cool. Just a rare creature, but obviously very nostalgic. Decently playable too. His recklessness is something you gotta work around, but very cool. All right. Rud7 in chat for who gets this Whip Crack and the other cards. Let's roll it. This is Crazy Gamer. Dude, shout out to the Crazy Gamer. Thank you for being in chat. Congratulations. Email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and I will get you your cards. Did you hear about the theory of the Frozen being a tribe of Marillion rejects who avoided the deep mines? I don't think I have ever heard that, but I could see that making sense. That would be interesting if there was a little more lore and reasoning as to why they exist there. It's funny, it reminds me of like Game of Thrones. It's like the White Walkers or whatever living like up north in the snow. Very cool. All right. How many packs we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a lot. Let's run through these. All right. I'm going to ask you guys for some brutal honesty because my wife asked me to grow out my mustache. I can't really grow a full beard. It won't grow like enough. It won't grow high enough. But I can grow a mustache. She asked me to grow it out. She really likes it. And happy wife, happy life sort of thing. So as long as she's happy, I'm cool with it. But I look in the mirror, I still do not think I'm a mustache man. So it's still a bit of a shock for me. But what do you guys, what's your take on the stash? Is it, you can be honest, is it just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down? I won't take it. It won't be any hard feelings, but maybe we can do a little polling to either show that I'm wrong or my wife's wrong, but we'll see. Again, not that I would change it as long as she's happy, but we got Flux Bauble, Gallon, Doors of the Deep Mines, Carrick, Song of True Sights, Vidav, Scardalas, Bodil, last card. Nice, a beautiful, super rare location. Stronghold Morn. I say this with every card, but how could you not fall in love with the artwork from this set? If you look closely, you got a little guy in the water down on the bottom left there. This really cool, like flaming island. It's like it's a cave or something in its mouth. Beautiful, looks like an oil painting of a landscape in the background. Fantastic artwork on this set. Congratulations. We got I like other people being nice, and I appreciate Ostrich. Honestly, you all caps do not look like a mustache man, but that's really up to you, man. That's fair. Mustache Rudd. The mustache makes you look like you enjoy folk music. Baker, you know me better than anyone in chat, but that's kind of my point. You know that I'm not a folk music kind of guy. In my head, I have always wanted to look like Cristiano Ronaldo. As a youth, I was like, man, Ronaldo's so cool. He's so tan and European. But Ronaldo's not a mustache guy. And I don't look like Ronaldo, but I'm just saying, I prefer that aesthetic. But, oh yeah, filmmaker Luke. I did get the 4 cards back. I'll grab them at the end of stream if I have time. But they did get graded. The KOR got graded as an 8. And then they rejected the Ulfhedden. And they also rejected the demo deck cards, which is unfortunate, but it's all right. And then I actually recently submitted like 5 more of those full art KORs. So fingers crossed one of them could get a 10 or at least a 9, but we'll see. I don't know if I did the pack trick, but we're going to do this. All right, I did. So whatever. All right. Fear Valley. Song of Recovery. Unsanity, Staff of Wisdom, Ravenel Ridge, Quan, Junda, nice, Marquise Dorini, however you say it, might be my favorite Mapedian. Very cool. Love his awesome, like, blue cape, his sword. He looks kind of like a catfish, if you can see. Very cool creature. Congrats. And Song of Fury. Very nice. All right, one more pack for this person. What does rejected mean? So I submitted cards to PSA that were very niche and they hadn't authenticated and graded before. So I sent them in and with a little bit of information about like, hey, here's where these cards come from. Here's why they're authentic. And they basically got them and were like, hey, we don't have enough information to know if this is actually an authentic card. It's just so niche, whatever, which is a little bit lazy, but then also understandable because it's some of that risk isn't really worth their while. But they basically sent the cards back and were like, hey, we're not even going to try to grade these. All right. Flash Mend, which is a little frustrating because they did grade the full art KOR and they were basically saying, we know where this comes from and we're authenticating that this is a real chaotic card. But I literally sent them a video of me opening the pack where the Ulfhedden came in the same exact pack as KOR, and they were just like, pass. So again, I get it. But if they can authenticate one, you would think they would be able to authenticate both. And Beyondu and Gothos Tower, very cool. Obviously, this is where Lord Van Bloot lives, KOR's rival. Very cool. I liked that they had cards like this where specifically one creature would get an advantage. So obviously, most cards, would say something like, stat check, whatever, lose 10 courage. But this specifically says all creatures not named Lord Van Bloot lose 10 courage. And LVB gains invisibility strike 15. Very cool. I don't know why they made the Underworlders so overpowered in this set, but they did. All right. Rud7 in chat. I'm going to roll it. Let's see who is our winner. Cinematics. Congrats, man. Glad you got one. Appreciate you being here. Email me, rud@chaoticrud.com. and I will get you your cards. Congratulations. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for the stash compliments. My wife will say I told you so. I don't know. We'll see. Again, if my wife's happy, then what do I care? Catching up on chat. Lord Van Blue is my first ultra rare creature. Funny story, I got him from an overworld deck. Yeah, I've heard. I don't think that's always the case. I could be wrong, but I've heard of a lot of people opening an overworld deck and getting an underworld rare creature and vice versa. When Chaotic returns, are you worried reprints taking value? I am not, and I will go through these and explain why I'm not. If you look at the bottom of this card, you will see, let me get you guys a close-up. You see at the bottom of this card, it says 2007, 4Kids and Chaotic USA. So even if Chaotic comes back and they reprint this exact card and it looks identical, the one thing I can guarantee is they're not going to put 2007 at the bottom, and they're not going to put 4Kids at the bottom because 4Kids isn't around anymore. So at least there will be a very small identifier that vintage cards are unique from, separate from the reprinted cards. And also, you look at any other trading card game, I know it's apples and oranges. There's some variance there, but how many times have they reprinted a version of the base set Charizard? How many times have they reprinted a version of Blue Eyes White Dragon? And sure, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does do things at times that doesn't necessarily help vintage as much as it could, but I think a lot of current Chaotic players are still around because they like playing, and so they look at the value of these cards as game pieces. But I think there's a far larger group of people that currently and in the future will see these as collectible assets, as pretty much every other trading card game functions as. So let's see our hit card. One more. Nice. Refrain of Denial, super rare. This is our first super rare music, I think. Very cool. See if I can show off the ripple foil on that black artwork. Obviously very abstract artwork. Very cool. Dispel target generic or overworld music. No such thing as musicians, now fight. Very cool. Congratulations to whoever wins that. But obviously none of that is me giving like financial advice. Like, make sure you buy a ton of Chaotic cards because they're definitely going to increase in value. But if it says anything to you guys, I have lots of Chaotic cards, and almost every penny I've earned from selling Chaotic cards, I've reinvested into buying cards or packs that I like, because I am optimistic that the return of Chaotic would bring more demand to vintage Chaotic, if that makes any sense. Are you worried about scalping or products being unavailable because players are hunting 5 maxes? Do you mean in the new set? Like, if Chaotic returns, am I worried about scalping or scalping these old sets? All right, Power Pulse. Carter asks, have you ever played Flesh and Blood? I have not, but I really like the art style of everything, and it looks like I can appreciate similar to Chaotic, the unity in the art style, and it looks like a fun game to play, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it. But have you played it? Is it fun? Is it worth your while? Nice. Rothar, a rare creature. Very cool. Obviously, Rothar and Bluegon are were the first Chaotic cards ever printed as the Comic-Con promos, but this is the normal version. Still a very cool card. Yeah, for new product scalping and new stuff not being available. I'm not that worried about that. I would, obviously there's a give and take that I think there's a lot of data. We can look at other trading card games and how have they printed to value but not overprinted. I think Pokemon does a good job of doing their best to print to demand. But obviously there's cases like MetaZoo that overprinted and then it really hurt the confidence that collectors had in, because these things are game pieces, but it's no secret they're also like collectible assets, and it's in the company's best interest to print to demand, but not over and not under. But all of that to say, we'll have to see how nice Nadrin. Very cool, my favorites. We'll have to see how they handle the demand and just what the demand is, because I know there's lots of us nerds who've been waiting around for 15 years that will buy a lot, but how will the rest of the trading card world and other people who aren't familiar with Chaotic, how will they react? All of that to say, I'm not super worried about it. I mean, even a game like Pokemon, yes, there's a lot of scalpers, but at the end of the day, if you want to play a game of Chaotic, you can still find decent cards you need to still enjoy the game. So, nice Song of Ember Nova. No super rare there. All right, that was the last pack for this person, I believe. Nice. And Baker's last. So this is the last giveaway person that we have for the night. Rud7 in chat. Yeah, Nadrin should be an ultra rare. Yeah, same thing. I remember in the show, like one of the first episodes when he scans Nadrin, he acts like it's a big deal. I remember as a kid thinking that was odd because it wasn't that rare of a card. All right, choose a winner. This is our last giveaway winner. We have Rebecca Killam Hole 3734. Shout out to Rebecca. Absolutely crazy that there's women in here. Maybe that's just a facade. But I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Please email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and I will get you your packs. And Baker, you are the last man to go. Baker, put it in chat. What are you looking for? Looking for a Frafto? Looking for some overworld creatures, underworld creatures? What can we pull for you for? I mean, you're not going to get an ultra rare. That would be nuts. But Baker, what do you want? Last 3 packs of the night. If Baker's alive. Okay. All right, fair enough. Baker's hunting Kaor. He won't settle for anything less. Or Maxor. That's fair. It's the stash bringing in the ladies. Yeah, maybe my wife was right. All right. Yeah, I feel a little timid talking about it because people just are opinionated and kind of odd about the value of these cards. But I've talked about it before. I personally see it as when like a card sells for $100, like this is a dead trading card game that's 15 years old. On eBay, when a certain card sells for $100, let's say, that's to me a great compliment that someone would take their hard-earned money and spend that on a Chaotic card. Like that's what they value it at. And again, to me, that's like a compliment that like, wow, people still really appreciate this card game that they would spend that money. And so if it means anything to you guys about my expectation of Chaotic returning and what that will mean, I have a sizable collection of cards and packs that I have invested interest that they would increase in value. Like, I'm not afraid to say that, although I know sometimes that makes people feel odd, like you're just in it for the money. But both can be true. I can say like, hey, I would hope it'd be very fun and a blessing if I could, have some side income from this. But I also obviously love the game and I enjoy collecting it, buying, selling, being a part of the market. And I have full expectation for myself. I'm not trying to give you guys advice, but for myself, if it means anything, I'm expecting Chaotic to come back and I'm expecting cards to increase in value. But yeah. All right. Here we go. Baker, Sleep Sting. Strong start, Baker. Look at that. Got that stinger. Zerv. Might be the first Zerv of the night. Awesome. Aticat. Super fast. Let's get Chaotic baked. That's right, dude. I'm not going to lie. Almost every time I do a live stream and I see someone say, let's get Chaotic, I'm like, why didn't I say that to start the stream? Bake fan. All right. Trails of Diminution. Lod. Let's see it, Bake. Dardamus. And nice. Underworld Coliseum. Very cool, Bake. All right, I have lost count. I don't know if there's any super rares we're due for in here, but let's see. Carter, yeah, I see your comment about Flesh and Blood. Yeah, I would like to get into it maybe at some point. If I had a little extra expendable income or time to learn how to play and go play at the local game store. The problem is I love Pokemon. I appreciate Magic. I like these other card games, but if I have $10 to spend on cards, I'm always just drawn to Chaotic. Like I would rather have 10 more Chaotic cards than, spend it on something else, which I can't help. Too nostalgic. All right, Baker. Here comes the Kaor. Let's see. Ibian. Ricardo, yes, we pulled a Castle Pillar ultra rare. Slurk. Uro. Scardalas. And Malash. Very cool. Love that Danian. All right, Bake. Again, I don't know if you're due for a super, but this is your last pack of the night. I may or may not be tempted to open something else after this. Not a booster box, but every time I go live, it's like I just want to open more. At Chaotic Red, what's the best way to buy Chaotic sealed? eBay, for sure, is the most standard. And what's it called? Hills Wholesale Gaming. As far as I know, eBay, Hills, I don't know if Stop the Shop is still selling on their own site, but those three places would be probably the only places you could find cards. Obviously my own site, but I have everything listed on eBay too. All right, last pack. Mount Pillar. Valley Levon, Balani Levon, Everrain, Kebna, Cougar, Chorus of the Hive, Wama, yeah, and Bulbasaur, of course. Ghoul might be the last card of the night. Baker. Nice! Ending it on a very strong note. Ripple Foil Flame Orb. Baker's out here orbing on everyone. Congrats, Bake. BSA 10 incoming. Not Kaor, but it's close. Get you a close up on that artwork. Very cool. 5 base damage, 5 fire damage, stat check, power 75, deal 10 damage. Works great with Kaor. Shout out Bake. All right. We are going to open one more pack just because I want to. That comment. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a pack that is actually my second favorite set, and it's not Alliances Unraveled. But stay here for a second. I will be right back. All right. Thor acting like he's ever been to my apartment. Dude, Baker keeps texting me as if I can do both. Dude, that's a good point, Baker. Thank you, moderator Baker. All right. This one goes out to someone very special. I'm not gonna lie, I have a hard time believing the Codemaster thing worked because I don't think a single Codemaster, maybe one, won a giveaway. So shout out to Boom Boy. Boom Boy, this pack is for you. My second favorite set. I'm gonna open it, whatever the contents are, I will ship you. We have OP Tournament. This is kind of the only, I believe it's the only like secondary set in Chaotic. It wasn't a main set. It was for tournament play. They made some of these packs, and I believe because it wasn't printed for mass markets, this wasn't in Toys R Us and Target and whatnot. It was probably the most limited print run of any set in all of Chaotic. And the odds are unique as well. If you look on the back here, there are only 3 cards in every pack. There are 5 commons. You're going to get 2 commons per pack. There are 5 uncommon cards you could potentially pull. There's going to be at least 1 uncommon. And there's a chance that uncommon in 1 in every 3 packs gets upgraded to a rare. 1 in every 18 packs, it's going to get upgraded to a super rare. And 1 out of every 75 packs, you have a chance of pulling the ultra rare, which is Castle Pillar. Fitting enough. It is this card, but it has a different artwork. So very cool. It's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated cards value-wise in all of Chaotic. There was a long while I was buying like every copy I could find. It's very cool. The most valuable thing we can pull is Castle Pillar or the super rare card. There's 4 super rares, but one of them is Getarek, which is the creature. So it's the most rare creature you could pull. But shout out to Boom Boy. Appreciate you always being here and being a Codemaster for a long time. I know there's some other Codemasters who've been channel members for a long, long time. I appreciate you guys. I wish I could give you all giveaways, but maybe next time. But yeah, here we go. Let's crack it open, and this will be the last pack of the night. Let's get chaotic. Nailed it. All right. No idea on the pack trick, so we are just going to see what we get. Are the cards exclusive to this pack? Yeah, they are. Everything in this set is a unique card. You'll see it's unique to this set. The only difference is, oddly, No, I'm incorrect. A lot are unique to this set. Some are reprints, but if it's a reprint, it has a unique artwork to this set. So either in the card itself or just the artwork, every card in this set is unique. So let's see. All right, this is the back. These packs are very hard to find these days. Last I checked, there might be like some on eBay, but they're priced quite high. But let's see what we get. First card. Nice. Deer Tax. So this card, only in this set, is the only way you can get this creature. This is our common. Very cool. And it has this cool little banner at the bottom, Chaotic OP. Swift 1, 45 energy, 1 music counter. Treasure hunters constantly try to steal valuable crystals at Jade Pillar. Deer Tax makes sure they don't get too greedy. Very cool. All right. I believe the rare, potential rare is in the middle. So I could be wrong. We're going to go with this other card. Nice. Here's our uncommon. That may have been it. Fear Valley. Very cool. Again, unique artwork on the Fear Valley. Get you a close-up on that. Very cool. No matter how far you run, you can never escape a nightmare. And our last card is probably just a common, but let's see. Oh, a rare. Very cool. Again, rares are 1 in every 3 packs. So again, with these packs being worth 50 plus bucks, that's a very rare hit to get a pack fresh Vasquin. Really cool Mepedian. Using music counter, deal 5 damage to target creature, 60 energy. Might be max, that's pretty high. After stealing Olmar's top secret Mujablade, Vasquin earned himself an eternal enemy, but it was well worth it. Shout out to Olmar, the card we pulled earlier today. Very cool. Condition is pretty good. Got a little white speck on that top corner there, here, but otherwise pretty good. And that is that. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I will, if you have any questions, chaotic or unrelated, I'm down to hang out and chat a little bit, but that was pretty much the show. I appreciate you guys hanging out, watching the pack opening. Again, it's a good little research experiment. In January, as soon as that person posts their video, I'll shout them out. I'll point you guys towards their video, and then I'll make a video of my own, saying like, hey, you know, trying to put together the information I have and he has to see if we can definitively know if Dawn of Perim boxes are alpha or beta. So, yeah, I would grab the full art graded Kaor. It's somewhere buried in a box right now, but it got an 8, so nothing too crazy. And I do have a submission at PSA right now. I think it was like 20 cards. So some of them, I purchased a good amount of the Fire and Stone preview packs. There's this guy just selling tons of them on eBay. He probably still is. But I purchased a lot from him, and I submitted what I thought were some of the best condition cards I got from him. And I will be surprised if they get a 10, but a 9 would be awesome. I know people say this a lot, but I am skeptical that PSA, their grading standards are getting harder. And again, that's every time you get a bad graded return, you're gonna think that. But I don't know. It feels that way. Yeah, I got like 20 cards that should be back. They probably should be back in a month, which means they'll probably be back in 2 months. But that'll be cool. Um, yeah, appreciate you, Dragon Liched. Merry Christmas to Keep It Loki. Appreciate you, man. Um, dude, Osric is just hyped on Chaotic. My least favorite creature. It's a good question. I have no idea. Probably some like lame Marillion. Um, I have some chaotic cards with PSA. Yeah, they take forever. I think especially around the holiday season they get backed up. But PSA did recently acquire Beckett, which is very interesting. I don't know how that's going to play out because, I mean, it sounds like they're just going to keep things running, but wouldn't it make the most business sense to just like shut down Beckett? Maybe offer some incentive to have Beckett cards regraded at PSA or something, which would be a nightmare for collectors. But I don't know, man. Beckett has made so many dumb decisions recently that I don't know. They couldn't keep up. PSA quality has gone downhill after the whole Jake Paul Charizard slab incident. Yeah, I mean, I think most people know, or at least a lot of people know, like, you're paying for someone's opinion, and we would hope that there's some standards they would live up to, but at the end of the day, you're getting a third party's opinion, and they're never going to be perfect. It's never going to be an exact science. It's always going to be more of an art than a science. And yeah, I don't understand why grading companies do things like that. Like, the best thing they have going for them, or the most crucial thing they have going for them, is their reputation. And it's like, you don't need to doing something weird with Jake Paul and marketing, or other like things that have come out about PSA, like people working in the building who are like taking autographs from people on like packages and then like making some fake slab for them. Like sometimes they do things that it's perplexing that they don't have a better grip on maintaining their reputation. And I also don't understand, like, CGC does this a lot. I don't like that. I don't understand why CGC tries to lean into like being a cool company. Like, so much of what they do is trying to create an image of like, yeah, for lack of a better word, coolness. And it's like, I don't want you to be cool. I want to get an impression that you're like an objective, reliable, scientific third party, which I know it's not. But again, I think if they acted more like I don't know, they acted more like a law firm and less like a influencer, it would give me more confidence in them. Let's see. I got a PSA 6 on a Pack Fresh Max or KO or LVB. They look in really good condition. Honestly, if you got a 6, I would be shocked if you could regrade that to even an 8. And even then, it's like, it's probably not worth it, especially not in today's market. So I would just hold on to it. Plus, grading can get so expensive. Chaotic Chromax purchased the Comic-Con from you. I think that was one I got from Ganon. There was another guy who I recently got one from as well, but I think that was. I'll have to double check, but you can DM me. What are you excited to see in terms of products for Revival? New starter deck, Fire and Stone booster box, 20th anniversary sets. Yeah, I'm really excited for anything Chaotic, obviously. Just something official, for me as a kid, like, there wasn't like a local game store around me, or at least not one that I went to, but like Target was where I would go to get cards. It's like, I'm just looking forward to being a kid again, going into Target, getting a booster pack, making content, just talking about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but Specifically, obviously, I'm really excited to get new cards and play again, especially if I'm assuming there'll be an online interface. Just play Chaotic again online. It's be a lot of fun for content and stuff. Build new decks and everything like that. Um, and yeah, excited to see where they take the world of Chaotic. I feel like there was a lot that they were just starting to um, get a feel for. Like we talked about earlier, like Danians. Danians were so one-dimensional early on, but then their artwork really started to evolve like towards the last set. And so I'd like to see them do a lot more. You know, we always got like rumors of Mepedians eventually getting like dragons and stuff like that. We never even got the Mepedian king. So like there's so much lore in Chaotic that I think they have mapped out that they just scratched the surface. So very excited for that. And yeah, obviously opening new packs and stuff is going to be super exciting, and watching how like the whole trading card world reacts to it, because I'm obviously pretty biased, but I think there's a lot of collectors. There's a lot of fans of Chaotic or people that remember Chaotic that would be excited about it that are just quiet right now. They're not engaging. They're not on Discord, Facebook. They're not in this stream, whatever, because there's nothing going on. It's been dead for 15 years. But I have seen all these people that they'll be like, they'll stumble across one of my videos, or they'll find a pack somewhere and they'll be like, oh wow, I forgot about this, but I loved the show, or I loved this game, and I would be so excited for it to return. So I think there's a lot of people like that that are just kind of like quietly hiding out. And I've told Gannon this before, but like I'm biased, and this is a guess, this is an opinion, but like whatever expectation they have of the old fans creating demand for new product, I think they will exceed whatever they're expecting. I think there are far more fans hiding out, just waiting for new product to release, that I think they're going to blow them away. But again, I'm super biased and I look at Chaotic through very rosy glasses. But yeah. What else we got? Yeah, if they make a mobile game, that's all I'll play. That pop up or not, whatever. Um, Agreed. It's like Chaotic was so early to having that online gameplay, but they were just too early to when everyone's walking around with smartphones in their pockets. But that's what it's built for sure. If you could just waiting on a bus or whatever and just play a round of Chaotic, that would be so much fun, and that's definitely what it was meant for. But yeah, and I miss those old like chat rooms and stuff. I miss like the trading feature they had. I hope that they keep some of that stuff. But yeah. Um, the fact that it's a 15-year-old game and there's 50 people in the stream is a good sign. Yeah, for sure. I'm always appreciative and a little surprised that there's still that many people out there. I've talked about it before, but it is a weird feeling because I remember like as a kid thinking the Chaotic community was so large, and then now it's obviously a weird feeling that it's like a fever dream that all of us are still around talking about it, and we're like, did it really happen? Because it's just this weird niche little community. But yeah, I think a lot of us were born right in that window. Like my older brother Thor, that was in here, he collected Pokemon growing up because he's 36, I think. So he was right. He was a 90s kid. He was right in that perfect window for the Pokemon hype. But I think a lot of us, I'm 29, almost forgot. So I was just, Pokemon was, dying off. And I think a lot of us are in that window when we were like, just happened to be kids at the right age in 2007, 2008. And now we're, stuck being Chaotic fans. Let's see. Just miss Chaotic. feel like the early announcements of its return really hurt the brand because it's lost so much momentum. Regardless, I just want some new chaotic. Yeah, I get that. Wait, I think I could do this. There we go. I definitely get that, and I think, like I've talked about before, like I personally am not upset at Ganon, and I don't think other people should be as well. You can be like, you could think maybe it wasn't the wisest decision, but he never went out of his way to share information. Just when people like myself were asking him, he was kind enough to share, but nothing official has ever been said since 2011 or whatever. So I would just advise to have a little more patience. We're almost there, and I've learned my lesson with content and announcements and stuff, but we'll see. Are you going to be doing more membership videos soon as well? I don't have any plans, but maybe. I am very appreciative that I have channel members, and I feel a little bad that I was making more consistent content, a year and a half ago, whatever. And I appreciate you guys being channel members, and I feel bad I don't have content to give back to you guys, but maybe so. Maybe that's a good reminder that I need to make some more stuff, talk about the market and stuff like that, which I enjoy. Show us something cool, bro. It's my dog back there. That's the coolest thing I got. He's sweet, old boy. Mobile game with 6v6 would be horrible. Yeah, it wouldn't be ideal, but I don't know. They could still make it work. They'd have to clean up the sort of interface. Let's see. Trying to catch up. All right, I'm gonna answer these quickly. What's your next video with Brian Gannon? No plans at the moment, but fingers crossed for something official next year. I'd love to do like when he's ready to officially announce, if I can get some of his time, I would like to do like a legit sit down interview. That'd be very cool. I'm 23. I was 5 when Chaotic came out. Did you play it as a kid? 5 is, I guess you could still. How old are kids playing with trading cards? I think I was close to 10. I appreciate that, Chaotic Chromax. I don't know if I was just talking into the void, talking about the market, but I'll make another one soon. I'll do that. Maybe kind of give a year recap. The gameplay will set apart from other TCGs if they choose to keep the rules the same. So much competition is around now that didn't exist. I've been contemplating buying an Ursus playmat. Yeah, the gameplay was unique, and they can do whatever they want, but I hope it remains similar. But part of what still draws me into it more so than Magic, like I feel like I've been spoiled with Chaotic, and it makes me less interested in Magic, is I love the fact that there are creature cards and all the card types, but mainly it's like in Magic I know there's creatures and stuff, but it's just all so fluid. I like in Chaotic that I know when I'm building a deck, it's like I can picture the fighting taking place more clearly. It's like this creature is fighting that creature, and to me that just makes the cards come alive more. It's like it's taking place at this location, he's performing this attack, whereas I mean, for those of you that know Magic, it's a little more vague, like you're just kind of like summoning different creatures, spells, whatever, but it's not as grounded. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah. Let's see. Still have my KO for the first set. Awesome. I collected the cards and watched the show. My older brother is the one who played Chaotic Online. Nice. Yeah. I was so like, I'm still this way, but I was so like stubborn, and I was just hyped on Chaotic, but I didn't even like take the time to learn the rules. I just uploaded the deck and was like, I'm just going to start playing. And I had no idea what the rules were, how to play, but I slowly like learned through the online gameplay because it made it easy for me. So I think that was a big selling point as well, that it was you didn't have to sit there and read a rule book or go to a local gameplay thing. You could just jump in online and you pick it up pretty quick. Did you hear about the Zenith of the Hive German debacle? You mean like all the print errors and such? Yeah, I think I have one German Zenith box. I wish I had more. Like 2 or 3 years ago. Dang, it's probably 3 or 4 years ago. This one lady was selling German Zenith boxes for like $20 a piece, and I should have just bought everything, but I didn't. You guys didn't get invited to the Real Chaotic. That's what I felt like as a kid. I was like, same thing as Santa. I was like, I'm pretty sure this isn't real, but you never know. Definitely thought one day I would get an invite. Let's see. Silent Sands German? No, I don't know what you're talking about. All right. I think that's pretty much it. We made pretty good time too. Unlike last year, you guys kept me opening packs for like 5 hours last Christmas. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out again. No concrete plans for any content in the near future, other than the video talking about alpha and beta booster boxes. I think that will actually be, the chaotic community is kind of, at a low right now, just not a lot of stuff going on. But in the long term, that will be a huge piece of information to have. I could see in the future, whatever these boxes are worth, I could see alpha boxes, if we can point to enough evidence to know them. I could see alpha boxes being worth a lot more than beta boxes. I'll still cherish beta, unlimited, whatever, for nostalgia's sake, but because ripple foils are the like signifier, it's similar in Pokemon, I think, to like first edition shadowless, and then unlimited. Yeah, I think in the long term that will be big news. And again, this isn't financial advice, but I just imagine new collectors coming in. Unfortunately, some will be interested in the game, in the history. Unfortunately, some will be scalper bros, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be Pokemon people. And I think the natural question with like any trading card game, any sports card, whatever, is like, what's the rookie card? What is the base set Charizard? What's the Michael Jordan rookie? Like what is the earliest? And I think for that reason, Dawn of Perim will, I don't know if it'll ever pass Alliances Unraveled just because of print run numbers, but I think it will get a significant boost. But yeah, what's the difference between alpha and beta boxes? We don't know yet. That's what I was talking about. I opened this one to give us another data point to point to, but someone has information. I don't have all their information, but they have speculation that they know how to tell a difference, and they're going to be posting content in January. I will post a video as well as soon as they release that information, because again, I think the community needs to know as soon as possible. So we don't know yet, but in January, stay tuned. I'll post a video about it ASAP. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys. If you won one of the giveaways, again, email me, rud@chaoticrud.com, and we'll get that worked out. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. I know Christmas is often a lot of mixed emotions, very happy, but it can be a difficult time for some people as well. But I hope you guys are doing well, and you're all healthy, get to spend some time with some family. I'm going to do the same. Me and the wife are going to hang out and make some cookies, watch some movies, hang out with the dog. But yeah, appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you all later.